So what's up, YouTube? Mr. Bad Guy here again with another video. This time we'll be taking the political compass test. Some of you may have heard of it. For those that haven't, it's a neat little resource. It's not um, absolutely comprehensive. It's not absolutely perfect. There's nuance and everything, but it's a neat little resource to kind of figure out where on the political spectrum you lie. Now, there are um, it's a spectrum. Here in this country, we have made the mistake of the two sides fallacy. We say that there are only two possible sides to be on, and you have to pick one of them, which has a host of problems on its own. I hope just looking at this compass when you see it, for those that don't know about it, I hope just looking at it when you see it, we'll see like just how ridiculous that notion is, just how silly it is to limit us to exactly two parties. But for right now, basically the way this thing works is there are two axes. There's left and right. So from the far left to the far right, there's a spectrum there. There's also a y-axis that is authoritarian to libertarian. Authoritarian would be at the top, libertarian would be at the bottom. For those who don't know, authoritarian is essentially government involvement. So a high level of authoritarianism is high level of government involvement in things. Libertarianism is I guess a pure libertarian society would be no government involvement whatsoever. Basically, near anarchy, if not anarchy itself. So, yeah, where you stand on the compass will take into account your your ideas on both government involvement and left to right leaning ideologies. Um, if my understanding of myself is correct, I would be somewhere within the libertarian left quadrant of the spectrum, but maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Um, I unfortunately, for all of my screaming fangirls, I will not be appearing in person on this video. You'll just be hearing my voice. I'm sorry. Um, maybe next time. Right now, we'll just focus on taking this test. I'll give you a little bit of commentary at the end. But let's get right into it. As you see, we are already on the page. So I take it all of you have read this already, but for those that haven't, if you happen to just be listening rather than watching directly, I'll just read this out for you. Before taking the test, please note that this isn't a survey and there aren't questions. These aren't questions, excuse me. They're propositions. To question the logic of individual ones that irritate you is to miss the point. Some propositions are extreme and some are moderate. That's how we can show you whether you lean towards extremism or moderation on the compass. Your responses should not be overthought. Some of them are intentionally vague. Their purpose is to trigger reactions in the mind, measuring feelings and prejudices rather than detailed opinions on policy. So, I will keep that in mind. If I get triggered, that is me missing the point. So I will try not to be triggered. With that said, let me just go ahead and take it. I'll be reading out every question and kind of giving you a little bit of my rationale too. So, page one. Just a few propositions to start with concerning, no less, how you see the country and the world. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. Strongly agree. Now, is globalization inevitable? I don't know, maybe. But regardless, it should serve the interests of humanity rather than fucking corporations, because humanity, like that should be obvious to most people. This isn't me getting irritated at the question. The question obviously is not. I'm not. I'm not irritated at the question. I am somewhat irritating myself thinking about people who would answer anything but strongly agree to this question. I'd always support my country whether it was right or wrong. No, no, no. If my country does wrong, then my country needs to get its fucking act together, or niggas gonna riot, and niggas are rioting, and I support the rioters. So there you go. Um, no one chooses his or her country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. Uh, I think is some. I mean, as somebody that's saying, for example, proud to be a New Yorker, I think there's some level of reason to being proud of where you come from. I think that's fine. Um, you can just take that pride too far. So I'm gonna say disagree, but I don't strongly disagree. Um, like I don't think it's foolish to be proud of it, but I don't think uh, I also don't think that like it's foolish to not be proud of it, if that makes any sense. Um, our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. Okay. Um, I, I, I strongly disagree. We are all equal. Okay. Race. My race. I'm black. If you can't tell, it doesn't make nothing about it is what causes me to be superior to anybody. If I have any superior qualities, they were learned, or they were earned through what I've done in life, or you know, if you're gonna consider like kind of natural uh, 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 physical proportions that I have to be a superior quality, that still doesn't come from race. So strongly disagree. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Mm. It's like in some cases that's true, but in some cases that's very wrong. You know, I could look at, for example, since we're talking about politics, this is the political compass. I could tell you that, um, nominally, uh, liberals are the enemies of uh, um, everyone to the right of liberals, right? But liberals are not my friends. they they they're not doing it. They're not doing well in their own right. So to say, oh yeah, because the liberals are enemies to the right wing, they're my ally. It don't work that way. The liberals treat me as a leftist just as badly as I might even say worse than they would treat the right wing. So nah, no, that's not necessarily true. Can be true, but it is not necessarily true. Thank you, internet, for letting me click on that. It took me like 5 tries. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. No. What the fuck is the point of international law if you can just defy it? Um, there is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hell, even as I'm feeding into that, because this is me trying to provide entertainment with the information that I offer. um, it's gotten really bad on a larger level. Like at least I can sleep easy knowing that my information is accurate, and hopefully the entertainment value brings you in and makes it nice to listen to, nice to consume. But there's a lot of places where the information, it could be right or wrong. I'm talking primarily about Fox News, but there are others, um, where the information could be right or wrong as long as it's entertaining enough to bring in a large group of people, and they could give a fuck about the accuracy of what they're saying. That does worry me, and it is uh, provably, like verifiably, leading to people to hold false beliefs that are harmful to humanity itself.